How do you sort of prevent your group from maybe being too mentally thinking about like what this game could potentially mean in terms of standings?
Well, I think all year we've tried to just focus on the game that we're playing, and we're trying to improve in different areas. We know they got a heck of a team. We know it's going to be a tough match. They're one of the best defensive teams. Hard to create chances against. Their defense has a real good speed, so we have to focus in on what we can control.
What is the difference between a mental grind of playing out the last bit of a year knowing you're not in any potential playoff spot versus that mental grind of, going all the way to the end there?
I think last year was a mental grind. I don't think this year's a mental grind at all. It's where we want to be. We want to be playing meaningful games. We're still playing meaningful games, and you just got to look at it that way. Yeah, we get to play against a really good team that's ahead of us by 2 points, team that has the history of being in the playoffs and one of the top performers. So it's a great game to, again, judge where you're at.
Can you address how far this team has come? I know there were a lot of reasons about last year, but when you just review it, I know it's about tonight, but the development of this club going from 63 points to now battling for number one in the division?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things, and I could sit here for probably 10 minutes explaining that. There's a lot of pieces that have changed. Goaltending has been healthy for the most part. Defense has improved with some of the changes. Our forward group has improved, and some of that is the growth of our young guys, and some of it is some of the changes. We've had guys that have stepped in and played bigger roles, have helped us with the grind game. So you put all the pieces together, and we've been able to remain consistent, and our players that have less years than others are getting better.
Nico took a puck off the foot near the end of last night game.
Yeah.
Will Lazar get a shot tonight?
I'm not dealing with lineup right now.
Lindy, with all the groups you've coached, what have you uniquely enjoyed most about this group?
Even for the last few years, they never give up. The fact that even when we got down, we've been a group that has tried hard to come back in every game, and again this year we've been in a lot of tough games, a lot of tight games, and I think when you're in the tight games and you can push through and end up getting points out of tight games, I think that's been the part that I've probably enjoyed the most.
I know you take every game for what it is, but how do you hope that an important game with a lot on the line tonight can help maybe get some of the individuals going that have been kind of quiet, your stars? How do you hope this game brings out the best in them?
Well, I just think that's part of every team, that not every team has a line that continues to go day in, day out. You can go back and you can look at any one of our lines, and you can look at different key personnel, and they went through their struggles. You've got to get through it. Sometimes it's just finding the back of the net. You look at the confidence that now Mercer's playing with, and Tatar, and the chemistry that's there. And it might be just one. It might be one period. It might be a game that all of a sudden they click. And I think there's been a lot of good stuff that some of the guys that haven't found the back of the net have been in on. But the one thing you have to focus in on is keep the game in front of you. Don't push it just because you're not getting any numbers offensively. It's play a good two-way game.
How has this team rebounded defensively, Lindy, since that loss to Toronto?
Well, again, every game we try to focus in on an aspect of the game we can improve, and I didn't think our tracking was very good. Our work ethic coming back to our own end, we got beat back up ice. And that coverage we know isn't going to cut it in big games, and even a game like tonight, we got to make sure we have people back.
How does Das Despair change their power play?
Well, yeah, lead shooter, sees the ice really well. Has been a power play guy his whole career, so we're going to have to be aware of him as well as the fact that if you focus a little bit more on him, you open up other areas too. Mackenzie skated this morning, was on the ice, is progressing nicely. Had a real good day. I would anticipate you'll see him, although we don't practice anymore, you'll see him in a practice unit, whatever that is. So, thank you.
Thanks, guys.